One of the great advantages of digital art is the use of layers. Using layers allows us to work on different levels. To make this digital ink illustration, we're going to essentially work with three. One for the sketch, another for the lines, and a final one for the base colour. We can control the opacity of each one of the layers. So we'll give the sketch layer a medium opacity. This way we can see it clearly and we won't confuse it with the line art. It's really important to be organised when you're working. A simple tip is to name the layers appropriately. When we're working on a complex illustration, this can really save us time. If we have a lot of layers, we can use the folders to keep them in order. Using shortcuts when we're designing helps us to work a lot faster. If you've never used them or you don't know any, I recommend you start with these. A good digital artist should work with one hand on their graphics tablet and the other on the keyboard. These 4 shortcuts are useful for working on line art and colour. If you press B, you select the paintbrush tool, and pressing E, you get the eraser. You can alternate these 2 tools without using the mouse or going to the toolbar. If you press the spacebar, the hand tool will appear that helps you move around the canvas. Pressing R gives you the rotate tool, which allows you to rotate the canvas to work more comfortably if you need to. For this project, we're going to use Photoshop's basic brushes, specifically the 3 main ones. The first of these is solid, the second changes its diameter depending on the pressure we apply, and the third varies its opacity. With these properties, our brushes can adapt to meet all our needs. When creating the ink effect, I'm going to use the second brush as well as the eraser. These are the 3 brushes in action. The first, solid, the second varies in size, and the third in opacity. Before we begin, let's adjust the brush and the eraser to our liking. For the ink, the line art, we'll leave the hardness as it is at 100%. We'll keep it small so we can make our lines more precise and set the opacity to 100%. Apply the same adjustments to the eraser. Command B to select the brush and we can get to work. Switch to the eraser with Command E if you want to adjust any of the lines. If you're not happy with something, you can press Command Z to undo. Don't worry if the lines aren't perfect on the first go. You can use the rotate tool to rotate the canvas. This will help you trace the lines more comfortably. Hide the sketch layer every now and then to see how the lines are looking. Another useful tip is to go changing the size of the brush to get a more varied line. So, bit by bit, we'll apply this technique to the rest of the drawing. Change the size of the brush and correct if necessary with the eraser. In my case, I find it easier to draw bigger lines diagonally and I use the rotate tool to adjust. Once the outline is done, just have a quick look at the drawing and correct any small details. If we want to make a small modification, we can select that area and play around with the size, rotation or movement.